RiverBender.com's live coverage of today's game brought to you by Gerard Fisher American Family Insurance. Johnson's Corner, the most popular corner in Alton. Premier Title, professional service with a personal touch. Chuck West Agency, serving your insurance needs for 47 years. Rolling Hills, the friendliest golf course in the Riverbend. Roberts Motors in Alton and Wood River. Midwest Motorsports, your fun headquarters in Hartford. United Methodist Village, where living is easy. And by Century 21 Seneca Edwards, big or small, we sell them all.
Range sight. But the black and blue Explorers now set to kick off to the Purple Panthers of Litchfield. As the Explorers, Zach Keenan tees the football at his own 40-yard line. And back deep for the Purple Panthers, number 11, Chris Wolf. And also number 23, Zach Allen. And they stand at about their 12-yard line. And let me tell you, if Keenan gets a good foot into it, it'll sail over their heads. But it's a low-line drive, and finally picked up at the 16 out across the 20 to the 25, up the left sideline to the 30. The return man there with the football was Zach Allen, and it's 1st and 10 Purple Panthers in pretty decent field position from their own 34-yard line.
And it looked like Derek Dahm was there to make the tackle.
So the quarterback for the Purple Panthers, number 20, Corbin Govea, a senior. And he'll start in the shotgun.
Well, Sam, what you're going to see here is a spread offense from both teams. It may be a long... both of them will be throwing the football no matter what the weather conditions are.
And with the wet field, it may be tough for the defenders to stay on those receivers. So Corbin Govea from the shotgun, 1st and 10 Litchfield from their own 34-yard line, and he sprints out to the right side, and then a shovel pass right up the middle, and that one goes nowhere. No gain on the play, making the reception number 11, Chris Wolf, and he might have even lost a yard.
Well, it was, Sam, was a shovel pass, an underhand pass, which is forward pass. If he dropped it, it would have been incomplete. And he probably would be better off dropping the football.
No gain on the play. 2nd and 10, Purple Panthers from their own 34. Receivers left and right. Govea drops to throw. Now tries to run the wide receiver screen right up the middle. He hits his man, and he takes it out to the 40-yard line, where a good tackle is made there by the Explorers, Angelo. That play, however, went for about 6 yards, as making the reception was number 23, Zach Allen.
And Litchfield using the no-huddle offense.
So 3rd and 4, Litchfield from their own 40-yard line. Receivers left and right. A slot to the left as well, or a wing back to the left. Govea from the shotgun takes a low snap and rolls to his left. He sets. He lets it go downfield. He's got his... Oh, it's incomplete. He had Zach Allen out at about the 48-yard line, and Allen was wide open and just couldn't hang on. It hit him right in the breadbasket. So right there for the Explorers.
Zach Keenan was there to jar it loose, so the Explorers dodged the first one, so they'll be receiving the punt, number 7. Max Vest will be back there to receive the punt. Max is the starting quarterback for the Explorers.
Now the officials stop things. Litchfield facing 4th and 4, and there is a timeout on the field. Apparently an official's timeout, as
I think it was equipment.
It is an equipment problem for the Explorers, Jared Zerwas. And he comes off to the near sideline, and he's got a little scrape on his elbow and a little bit of blood, and so they're putting a gauze pad on it and wrapping him up. Meanwhile, they've substituted for him on the punt return team. And here is the Litchfield punt. Zach Allen, or Govea rather, gets it away, and Max Vest makes a sliding catch out at his own 34-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Explorers right there. This field quite wet, quite rain. We understand it was pretty slick last night for the Alton-Edwardsville game, and congratulations to the Redbirds on their win over the Tigers. And a lot of rain fell today, so the field's very, very wet. So the Explorers on their first possession possession after they force a 3-and-out from the Purple Panthers, and Marquette just doesn't have the right personnel out there, and they have to call a timeout. It comes with 10:24 remaining in the first quarter. The score, Marquette nothing, Litchfield nothing. You're listening to Z1570 Radio Sports.
Take a look at the latest J.D. Power & Associates insurance certifications for customer satisfaction. Know what each certified agency has in common?
Each is with American Family Insurance.
In fact, American Family Agencies are the first agencies certified by J.D. Power & Associates.
According to our policyholders, our agents deliver an outstanding customer experience.
American Family Insurance.
All your protection
under one roof.
Call me, Gerard Fisher, at 466-7062 or stop by 3014 Godfrey Road.
It's time to book a date for your fall banquet and holiday party at Johnson's Corner. The banquet room at Johnson's Corner seats up to 80, and you can choose either a buffet or sit-down meal. Johnson's Corner will also cater to your home party, workplace, employee appreciation party, birthday party, or a holiday party. When Johnson's Corner caters, you can count on prompt personal service, and afterwards, they'll even clean up the food mess. Call for available dates, 465-5640. Johnson's Corner, the most popular corner in Alton.
Back at Public School Stadium in Alton, Sam Stem with John Rogers alongside. 1st and 10 Marquette from their own 34. Max West under center, turns, gives it to Zerwas. Big hole to the right side. Zerwas pounds his way out to the 40-yard line. A gain of 6 on that carry as the right side of the line opened a nice hole.
Well, Zerwas had an outstanding...
The 5-yard pickup by Larry Newquist.
Tell you what, Newquist is a man. Have you ever seen him? I mean, he is about 5'9" and like 220. I mean, he's a...
1st and 10 for the Explorers, just shy of their own 45-yard line. Wings to each side of the field. Newquist the lone setback. They give it to Newquist, and he takes it right up the gut. Keeps those legs churning even though he was stood up, and manages to surge forward to about the 49-yard line. A gain of 3, almost 4 on that carry for Larry Newquist. So it'll be 2nd and 6 for Marquette, just shy of their own 49-yard line. And now the officials stop things again, as now we have an equipment problem on the part of one of the Purple Panthers. And that player makes his way off the field. 2nd and 6 for the Explorers, just shy of their own 49-yard line. Newquist, the lone setback. Zerwas a wing to the left. Harrison a wing to the right. Drew Schwartz, the receiver, to the right side, the short side of the field. Here it is, Newquist once again, and he crosses midfield and falls forward to the 49 of Litchfield. A gain of 2 on that Newquist. That'll bring about 3rd and 3.
Well, the Explorers are spraying out somewhat. They're running a wide out and then double wings with the quarterback and Newquist, the fullback. The only remaining people in the backfield.
Wide to the right side for the Explorers, Derek Dahm. Jake Harrison a wing to the right, split backs behind Vest. The give on the single lead to the right side of Zerwas, first down yardage, and then some inside the 40, down to the 38-yard line. A pickup of 11 on that carry for Jared Zerwas, and the second first down of this possession for Marquette.
Well, Zerwas isn't very big. They got listed at 155. I don't think he's 135, Sam. But he had a heck of a game at Metro East Lutheran. And he's just difficult to bring down. That's right. Just slippery.
He's shown the ability, he shows the ability to keep his feet even after being hit, and has the ability to spin off tackles. 1st and 10 Marquette at the 38 of the Purple Panthers. Now they put Zerwas in motion to the right side, and it's going to be Vest running the option to the right side, and he takes it down to about the 30 of Litchfield. He had Zerwas there as a pitchback, but saw that opening and ends up gaining 8 on that option play.
Well, Vest was forced into the near sideline by the defenders for Litchfield, and he did the right thing. He didn't pitch it. He just held on and get the best he could.
Double wing formation with the receiver wide to the left side. That's the wide side of the field. 2nd and 2 Marquette. They give to Newquist, the fullback, and he'll have first down yardage right up the gut as he took it inside the 30 down to about the 27, maybe the 26-yard line. It was a gain of tell you what, he does not go down easily. And the first hit very seldom brings him down. So the third first down of this possession, Marquette started at their own 34. They now have it 1st and 10 at the 26 of Litchfield. And here is the give on the wing counter, and it's fumbled and covered by Jared Zerwas. They tried to run a wing counter to Zerwas, and the mesh was not there between Vest, the quarterback, and Zerwas, the running back. The ball hit the turf, and Zerwas alertly dove on the football, but there is a flat as well. We've got illegal procedure against Marquette, and Litchfield may decline this, as Marquette will face in about 12. Or if they accept the penalty, it'd be 1st and 15. I'd opt for the 2nd and 12.
Well, they're giving the sign from the sidelines, the Litchfield coaches, decline it.
What do I have to do to sell you a car today?
Roberts Motors.
33, a wing to the right, split backs behind Vest, who runs a bootleg to the left side. Vest turns that corner and takes it inside the 25 down to about the 22-yard line. And that'll go as a gain of about 6 on that carry. And if he'd had one more step, he might have been gone.
I think you're right, Sam. He just needed one more step, and he would have gotten around the corner.
He faked the handoff. Faked to Zerwas up the middle and just kept it. Went around that left side. Now 2 receivers wide to the right side. Harrison along with Dom. A double wing formation. They put Zerwas in motion to the right side. They run the option to the right side. Best finds an opening, has first down yardage, and then some inside the 15. Down to about the 11-yard line. And good decision making there by Max Vest as he picks up 11 and another first down for Marquette.
He has really improved since the first game, Sam. When he tried to run that option then, it was not as effective as how he's running it right now.
1st and 10 for Marquette at the 11 of Litchfield. Drew Schwartz along with Zach Keenan wide to the right side to give to Newquist, and Newquist hit at the line of scrimmage, still on his feet, and they blow the play dead, even though Newquist never went down, and he picks up a yard to the 10. Newquist 5 carries for 16 yards. 2nd and 9 for Marquette at the 10 of Litchfield. The clock rolling with 5:02 remaining here in the first quarter. Receivers left and right. A double wing formation. They put Harrison in motion to the left side, and the give is right up the middle, and good running room there for Larry Newquist, and Newquist pounds his way down to the 5-yard line. A gain of 5 on that carry brings him to 3rd and 3.
He's a load, Sam. He really is.
I think the Explorers on this drive have done a good job of mixing up the plays. They've run the option on a couple of occasions, the fullback dive. They've run the single lead with Zerwas following Newquist. So now they put a man in motion, and it's a quarterback sneak, and Vest takes it 5 yards from the touchdown, right up the middle. He just took the snap and went right up the middle, 5 yards for a touchdown, and the Explorers are on the scoreboard. He comes with 4:16 here in the first quarter and caps off a 66-yard touchdown drive. Vest on that drive, 4 carries for 30 yards and caps it off with the touchdown. And now Corey Mirren out of the hold of Max Vest will attempt to add point number 7 for Marquette. They line it up, and apparently the center forgot the snap count. It appears that everybody went, but the ball never came back. So they'll walk 5 off against the Explorers and make this extra point attempt by Corey Marin just a little bit more difficult, although it shouldn't be a problem for him. On that quarterback sneak, you think that was a called play, or do you think that's a decision Vest made when he saw the opening at the line?
I think it was a called play. I really do. I thought it was a called play. I really do, Sam.
And that may have been something that the coaches saw, that play was there. Because Vest walked in almost untouched from 5 yards out. So now I don't know what the discussion is. The officials discussing things with Litchfield.
The ball was never snapped, was it?
Well, not that I saw. Everybody moved, and then the ball never came back, and then the whistles blew and the flags flew. And they do. They walked 5 off against Marquette. I think Litchfield maybe was trying to talk the officials into saying, hey, we'll take the play. They didn't make the extra point. We'll just take that. And the officials finally decided no. There was no play. It was a dead ball situation. We walk off the 5, and now Corey Merritt with what is a 25-yard extra point attempt. And the kick is up high, long, and it's good. So 4:16 remaining in the first quarter. The score, Litchfield nothing. You're listening to Z1570 Radio Sports.
Did you know you can choose your own title company for your real estate transactions? Here are comments from people who chose Premier Title and Escrow Company.
Use them on an average 3 or 4 times a month.
We closed at the Premier office in Godfrey at 2 p.m. in the afternoon, and I was back to work by 2:30.
They understand what I need when I call them, even if I can't express it properly to them.
For your next real estate transaction, choose Premier Title and Escrow Company in Godfrey, offering professional service with a personal touch.
With John Rogers, Sam Stam back at Public School Stadium in Alton. Late first quarter, the Explorers put together a 66-yard touchdown drive on their first possession of the ball game, and now Zach Keenan kicks it away and puts it deep, and the running back, I thought he stepped back into the end zone, but apparently not. They let him return it, and he takes it out to near the 20-yard line. I thought clearly from this angle it looked like the return man. Yes, he did, Zach Allen, but they let him return it.
Do we have availability of instant replay now?
I don't know if the officials want to get involved in that, but actually it works to the Explorers' advantage because Zach Allen took it out to the 19.5-yard line. So 1st and 10 for the Panthers, who went 3 and out on their first possession. And they line things up. And then we've got whistles blowing. And a timeout on the field. The second timeout taken by Marquette. Apparently they didn't have the right personnel out there to play defense. So Coach Reinhardt calls everybody over and says, let's get this together. 4:07 remaining first quarter. Marquette 7, Litchfield nothing. You're listening to Z1570 Radio Sports.
Midwest Motorsports, one of the largest dealers in the area with over 12,000 square feet of showroom, featuring Yamaha, Suzuki, Polaris, and Sea-Doo. We also have a wide assortment of accessories and apparel, as well as a service department with factory-trained technicians. Midwest Motorsports, just south of Alton in Hartford, Illinois on Route 3, 4 miles north of I-270. Visit our website at MidwestMotorsports.com.
Following the Marquette timeout, 1st and 10 for the Purple Panthers from their own 20-yard line. And here is Gouveia, the quarterback, keeping it himself and trying to work the right side on a running play. And he gets back to the line of scrimmage, but nothing else. And that was a running play all the way. He just tried to run off right tackle. And the Explorers had it sealed off, no gain. 2nd down and 10. As they go with the no-huddle, Gouveia drops to throw. Looking down the left side, that is incomplete, broken up by Jake Harrison, who went high and very nearly had a dazzling interception. But he was one of the underneath men, a linebacker in there, and he just went up. He was about 8 or 10 yards in front of the intended receiver and went up and very nearly pulled it down.
Well, the linebacker's got a tremendous drop.
And now 3rd and 10 Purple Panthers from their own 20-yard line. Govan drops the throw, lets it go out to the right side. He's got his man. Oh, it's intercepted by the Explorers. Off the hands of the intended receiver and intercepted by Derek Dahm. He's brought down immediately after catching the football. The Explorers have it at the 34 of the Panthers.
Big break for Marquette. Dahm was right there. The ball off the receiver's hands right into Dahm's arms.
Robbie DeWitt was the intended receiver, and Govan right in the hands. I thought he had the reception good for a first down, but it popped out and right into the hands of Derek Dahm. So the first turnover game goes to the Explorers' advantage. They have it 1st and 10 at the 34 of the Panthers. Marquette already leads 7-0. Max Vest takes a snap, gives it on the single lead to the right side, and here's Zerwas. He kicks it outside to the right side. He's going to go all the way. Touchdown, Jared Zerwas. 34 yards, and the Explorers are on the board again. That was a single lead to the right side, and Zerwas saw the hole close down, so he bounced it to the outside. He turned that right corner, and as soon as the line of scrimmage, it was clear he would sail down the right sideline. He did for 34 yards and a touchdown for the Explorers. And he's got a...
He does.
Now the extra point attempt off the toe of Corey Marin. The snap, the spot, the kick, whistles and flags. The kick is good, but it won't count, as the Explorers have had some trouble on the extra point attempts. And I suspect this will be a procedure against Marquette. It is. So Marquette has been penalized twice, both times on extra point attempts. And Corey Marin will have to hit it from 25 yards again. But that's really not a problem for him. Marin has been a standout here in the early going. Did a nice job last year with the place kicking and is punting this year as well. And he was one of the highlights last week for Marquette at Greenville, but Coach Slaughter made the comment that when notice what a good job the punter's doing, that's not good. Now the extra point attempt, the snap, the spot, the kick, it's up, it's high, it's plenty long, and it is no good. He missed it to the right. So the penalty costs Marquette, it costs them a point. 3:20 remaining in the first quarter. The score now, Marquette 13, Litchfield nothing. You're listening to Z1570 Radio Sports.
Make life easy for yourself at the United Methodist Village. With no more stairs and no more home upkeep in a spacious apartment or villa home, with no upfront endowment and just one monthly fee, you stay in control of your finances. Now that's easy and smart. Countryside living that is fun, neighborly, and only minutes from the Clark Bridge. The United Methodist Village, where living is easy.
I only wish I'd have moved here sooner.
With John Rogers, Sam Stem back in Public Schools Stadium in Alton, leading at 13-0. I understand now you're a classic, the Explorer Classic Golf Tournament, now the John Rogers Explorer Classic. That's coming up October 1st. We want folks interested to call the development office and get registered.
We only have 8 places open for that as of Tuesday when I met with them, but it's filling up fast, which is quite good.
463-0585, and just say you want to be part of that John Rogers Explorer Classic. And now Zach Keenan set to kick once again. Marquette, high end over end kick comes down to the return man at the 10. Allen picks it up out across the 15 to the 20, looking for the left sideline. Crosses the 25 to about the 26-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Explorers right there. Well, the way I look at it, I think this is a big game for Marquette. If you can go 2-1 in the pre-conference schedule, that gives you a little momentum going into that final stretch where you're playing for a conference championship.
Well, the way you look at it is that you'll only need 2 or 3 victories
the rest of the way
in that 5-game stretch in the SEC West, and to admit that SCC West isn't that good.
Inside handoff, the ball carrier for the Purple Panthers, Trent Morris, takes it off the right side, crosses the 30, and takes it out to about the 34-yard line. And a gain of 7 on that carry, the biggest gainer on offense for Litchfield thus far. 2nd and 3, Litchfield from their own 34. Gouveia in the shotgun, they go no huddle. And a quick pass out to the left side, completes it to Allen, and he is hammered. He's hammered, a gain of about a yard on that completion. Who hit him? Was that Newcross?
That was Dom.
Oh, Dom.
So
Dom is making himself known tonight. And now 3rd and 2 Panthers from their own 35-yard line. And they want a timeout. Gouveia looked at the sideline and got the signal to call timeout. So timeouts galore here in the first quarter. Marquette's used 2. Litchfield has used their first. And with 2:13 remaining in the first quarter, and Litchfield facing 3rd and 2 at their own 35, we'll take a timeout as well. The score, Marquette 13, Litchfield nothing. You're listening to Z1570 Radio Sports.
RiverBender.com's live coverage of today's game brought to you by Gerard Fisher American Family Insurance. Johnson's Corner, the most popular corner in Alton. Premier title, professional service with a personal touch. Chuck West Agency, serving your insurance needs for 47 years. Rolling Hills, the friendliest golf course in the Riverbend. Roberts Motors in Alton and Wood River. Midwest Motorsports, your fun headquarters in Hartford. United Methodist Village, where living is easy. And by Century 21 Seneca Edwards, big or small, we sell them all.
Following the Litchfield timeout, the Purple Panthers face 3rd and 2, a short 2. It's more like a yard and a half. From their own 35-yard line, looking for their first down of the evening, and trailing 13-0. Corbin Gouveia in the shotgun with a back to either side, and he pitches it to the left, and that's going to be first down yardage for Morris, as he took it quickly up the left side and out to about the 37.5-yard line. He picked up about 2, and he only needed a yard and a half. And actually, I think that was probably a forward pass. I think he pitched that forward.
Yes, he did. It was a quick pitch, and I thought they might measure it, but they didn't.
And so now Corbin Gouveia has completed 8 passes for 9 yards, and that was the first down of the evening for Litchfield. 1st and 10 from their own 37-yard line. They have receivers left and right. Gouveia takes the snap, rolls to his right, lets it go down the right sideline, and that is caught in Marquette territory. A leaping grab by Morris down to the Marquette 36-yard line, and that is good. 7 yards.
That was a tremendous catch. He was in between 2 defenders for the Explorers, and he just went up and leapt and came down with it.
It's a good thing he had to leap for it, because he was behind the Marquette defenders. If he could have caught it in stride, he was gone. 1st and 10, the second first down for Litchfield. And Gouveia rolls to his left, wants to throw, and that is broken up beautifully. What a play by Derek. No, that was Zach time, wasn't it?
Yeah,
yes.
Keenan.
Boy, he made a damn dive in front of the intended receiver without making contact with him and break that pass up. So it'll be 2nd and 10 for Litchfield at the Marquette 36-yard line. That's the first time that Litchfield has crossed midfield. This is their 3rd possession. Being out on their first possession, they turned it over by throwing an interception by Derek Dom on their 2nd possession. This drive started at their own 20. They have it 2nd and 10 at the Marquette 36. The snap over the head of Gouveia. He tries to pick it up, can't, and now just dives on it all the way back at the Marquette 38-yard line, and that'll go for a loss of 12.
Big break for the Explorers.
And now it's going to be 3rd and long for Litchfield. Marquette has done a good job of defending this spread offense. Thus far, only
they practice against it every day, Sam.
So now 3rd and 22 for the Panthers. Gobert drops to throw, looking out to the left side. He lost one. Next man inside at the 30. He makes a move at 5 and down to the 22 of the Explorers. Good for a first down on a 26-yard completion from Gobert to number 23, Zach Allen.
Well, Allen came out in the backfield and no one even picked him up. He was wide open on a little swing pass into the left flat.
Allen's 3rd reception, good for a total of 50 yards. The 3rd first down on the evening for the Purple Panthers. 1st and 10 at the Marquette 21-yard line. Here is the give on the inside handoff to Morris. He fumbles the football. A big pile up at the 20-yard line, and let's see who came up with the football. Morris took the handoff, and as he went through the line of scrimmage, somebody reached in and pulled it loose, and Marquette has recovered. The second turnover, have they? No, apparently not.
No, I don't think so, sir.
I thought they were signaling first down Marquette, but what I think was that Litchfield came up with the football. So no gain on that carry. As more fumbled, it'll be 2nd and 10. Litchfield at the Marquette 21. And now they take their time on a long snap count, and Gobert drops to throw. Lets it go down the right sideline. He's got a man inside the 5. He dives forward to the 1. It's a completion, a 20-yard completion. Making the reception that time was Chris Wolf, number 12. Actually, Robbie DeWitt, number 12. And a 20-yard completion, 1st and goal for the Panthers.
DeWitt just ran behind the left corner for the Explorers.
And that'll be the final play of the first quarter. So when the second quarter begins, Litchfield will have it 1st and goal at the Marquette 1. We have played 12 minutes at Public School Stadium in Alton. The score, Marquette 13, Litchfield nothing. You're listening to Z1570 Radio Sports.
Midwest Motorsports, one of the largest dealers in the area with over 12,000 square feet of showroom, featuring Yamaha, Suzuki, Polaris, and Sea-Doo. We also have a wide assortment of accessories and apparel, as well as a service department with factory-trained technicians. Midwest Motorsports, just south of Alton in Hartford, Illinois on Route 3, 4 miles north of I-270. Visit our website at MidwestMotorsports.com.
Sam's 10 back at Public School Stadium alongside John Rogers. The Marquette Explorers in their home opener lead at 13-0 as we get ready to begin the second quarter. But Litchfield is knocking on the door, 1st and goal at Marquette 1. And in that first quarter, Corbin Gouveia completed 7 of 11 passes. For 82 yards, he was intercepted once. And even on 1st and goal now, he goes under center for the first time tonight with split backs behind him. Gouveia drops to throw. Under pressure. He is sacked. I thought for a moment that he tried to just throw a shovel pass, which wouldn't have been a good idea because he'd have been surely whistled for intentional grounding, but he was sacked on that play. And I believe that was number 44, Angelo Cross, throwing him for a 9-yard loss. 2nd and at the 10 for the Panthers. Now they go back to the spread. Noah Huddle back to throw. Gouveia swings it out to the right side. Incomplete. Intended for Chris Wolf. And Wolf is probably lucky he dropped that football at the 12 because Larry Newquist had him lined up, and he was going to pay a tremendous price for catching that football had he caught it.
Larry had him lined up, really.
So now 3rd and goal. This could be a big turn of events if Marquette can survive Litchfield's 1st and goal at the 1. And what a play that was by Angelo Cross to sack Gouveia on that first down play. Now 3rd and goal at the 10. Receivers left and right. A slot to the right. Gouveia back to throw. Swings it out to the left. They set up a screen out there. He completes it inside the 5 down to about that 2-yard line. Goes the receiver. And let's see, it was making the reception was Chris Wolf. And he picks up 8. And it's going to be 4th and goal at the 2. Big play coming up here for the Explorers if they get down here. Derek Dahm made that tackle, and now facing 4th and goal at the Marquette 2. Litchfield uses its second time out of the first half. 10:49 remaining in the first half of action. The score: Marquette 13, Litchfield nothing. You're listening to Z1570 Radio Sports.
What do I need to do to sell you a car today?
Roberts Motors, 2 locations, Alton and Wood River.
A big play in this ball game upcoming. 4th and goal, Litchfield at the Marquette 2. They started 1st and goal at the 1. And now, as soon as the official sets the ball for play, we'll be set to go. Gouveia in the shotgun on 4th and goal at the 2. Long count, takes the snap, drops to throw, looking into the end zone. He's got his man. It's a touchdown for the Purple Panthers. And making that reception was number 10, Trent Morris. A 2-yard touchdown pass from Gouveia to Morris, and the Purple Panthers are on the board. Morris was wide open as he just kind of sneaked out of the backfield. Kind of hung around the line of scrimmage for a moment and then sneaked out, caught the ball at the 1, and just fell forward into the end zone for the touchdown. And now the extra point attempt off the toe of Zach Allen. Out of the hold of Jeremy Polillo. And the kick is up, it's long enough, and it is good. So, 10:43 now remains in the second quarter, and the Purple Panthers have cut the Explorer lead to just 1 touchdown. It's Marquette 13, Litchfield 7, as the Explorers jumped out to that early first quarter lead, and Litchfield has to feel real good about getting into the end zone there on 4th and 2, because if they hadn't, the momentum really would have swung to the Explorers. They had to score there, Sam. It turns out it was an 80-yard touchdown drive by Litchfield, as following the second Marquette touchdown, which came off a Litchfield turnover, the Explorers kicked it away, and the Panthers started at their own 20, had a couple of big plays along the way, and ended up with the 80-yard touchdown drive, cutting the Explorer lead to 13-7, and let's hope that missed Explorer extra point doesn't come back to haunt them later on. But now the Marquette offense will have to go back to work. And the Explorers have not been stopped on offense. 2 possessions, 2 touchdown drives. So let's see what they can do here on their 3rd possession. Litchfield 3 possessions, went 3 and out on their first possession. Turned it over, threw an interception on their second possession, then crafted that 80-yard touchdown drive on their 3rd possession. And the Panthers set to kick it away. Marquette will return a kick for the first time tonight. And it's an end-over-end kick picked up by Zerwas at his own 11. Out across the 20, looking for an opening, now crossing over to the right side of the field. Out across the 30, picking his way to the 35 and out to about the 37 or 38-yard line. A nifty return there by Jared Zerwas as he just kept looking for openings and then would burst through one when he saw it. But it finally shut down on him out at about the 37-yard line. A lot of people after that Metro East Lutheran game were making comparisons, said that Zerwas reminded him a lot of Matt Booker.
Yeah, he did. Both of them were not very big, but they are very, very shifty. Not much speed, but very, very shifty.
Receivers left and right. Double wing formation, Max Vest. Under center, 1st and 10. Marquette from their own 37 gives it to Newquist on the straight ahead handoff, and Newquist picks up short yardage out to the 38, maybe to the 39-yard line. A gain of 1 on that carry for Newquist, who has carried 7 times for 22 yards. Every one of those 22 yards, tough yards. Everything between the tackles. I don't think Larry Newquist has ever run outside the tackles, has he?
No, I don't think so.
2nd down and 9 for the Explorers, just shy of their own 39-yard line. They put a man in motion to the left side and run the option, and Vest, or didn't they give it to No? Vest kept it himself. He faked the handoff to Zerwas, and Vest just followed him through the hole and took it out to about the 40-yard line. Only a gain of a yard on that carry for Vest. Maybe 2. It's going to be 3rd and 7 for the Explorers just outside their own 40. Whitby Miners in the SCC West Open teams. But now 3rd and 12 as they move the football up about a yard. Vest rolls to his right. Now he's going to run with the football and will not get first down yardage as he takes it out to the 45-yard line. That opening on the right side closed down quickly. It turns out Vest picks up about 10 on the carry, but it's going to be 4th and a long 2 for the Explorers. Vest saw that open up and decided to run with it. Then at the last moment, I think, had second thoughts. Looked like he might pull up and throw the football, but I think then he wasn't sure whether he had crossed the line of scrimmage, so finally tucked it away and took off with it. And the Explorers will go on 4th and 2. 4th and a long 2 from their own 45. Double wing formation, and now Vest backs away and calls a timeout. And I think the hope was that maybe Litchfield would jump, and when they didn't, Marquette used its 3rd and final timeout here in the first half. That comes with 7:59 remaining in the half. The score, Marquette 13, Litchfield 7. You're listening to Z1570 Radio Sports.
RiverBender.com's live coverage of today's game brought to you by Gerard Fisher American Family Insurance. Johnson's Corner, the most popular corner in Alton. Premier Title, professional service with a personal touch. Chuck West Agency, serving your insurance needs for 47 years. Rolling Hills, the friendliest golf course in the Riverbend. Roberts Motors in Alton and Wood River. Midwest Motorsports, your fun headquarters in Hartford. United Methodist Village, where living is easy. And by Century 21 Seneca Edwards, big or small, we sell them all.
Make life easy for yourself at the United Methodist Village. With no more stairs and no more home upkeep in a spacious apartment or villa home with no upfront endowment in just 1 month.
And that's Corey Merritt in punt formation, and he gets a nice high kick away. The Panthers let it hit, and it dies on the wet turf down at the 30 by the Explorers, and the Purple Panthers will start 1st and 10 right there. So Litchfield, which trailed 13-0 early for the first time, makes a defensive stop. And now they've got the football with an opportunity to tie the game or even take the lead if they can score a touchdown and tack on the extra point. So the complexion of this one has changed just a bit here early in the second quarter. Litchfield running that spread offense, going no huddle from the outset. And the Explorers have not thrown the football yet tonight. They haven't thrown much at all in the first couple of games, even though that's the kind of offense that Coach Reinhardt is known for. They didn't need to against Metro East Lutheran. Didn't have a lot of success against Greenville. And so far, until that last possession, have been able to run the football here tonight. Now Gouveia in that shotgun formation, drops to throw. He's got plenty of time, lets it go underneath, completes it. And it's going to go for about 10 yards, making the reception for Litchfield was number 13. And that is Jeremy Patillo. And Patillo took it out to the 39, just shy of a first down, a pickup of 9 on that completion. And now we've got an Explorer injured on the play at the far sideline, so they stop the clock. So that is Jeremy Patillo's first reception of the evening. And he goes for 9 yards. Corbin Govea now has completed 10 of 15 pass attempts for 101 yards, a touchdown, and an interception. And has hit 5 different receivers, 2 of whom have caught 3 passes each. Zach Allen, 3 receptions for 50 yards. Trent Morris, 3 receptions for 31 yards and a touchdown. 2 receptions for Chris Wolf, good for just 8 yards. And then Robbie DeWitt, 1 reception for 20 yards. Jeremy Patillo, 1 reception for 9 yards. And their rushing game has clicked for very little. 4 carries for 5 yards. And being helped off the field now with an apparent leg injury is Derek Daum, who made that interception earlier, broke up another pass, made a big tackle. And he appears to have injured his right leg. Whether it's a knee or an ankle, hard to tell, but he's assisted to the near sideline by 2 teammates. The rain has stayed away. We had rain leading right up to the kickoff, a light rain, but the field is very, very wet. And the Explorers wearing those new black pants. Their offense stand there and look at the sideline, and now they've got the play called. 1st and 10 from their own 47 for the Panthers, who trail by 6. And now a timeout called by Litchfield. And maybe, is that their second or third? That's at least their second. That's their third. So Marquette has used all 3 of theirs. Litchfield has used all 3 of theirs. And still 7:34 remains here in the first half. So maybe the final 7:34 will move a little more quickly. I've never seen so many timeouts used so early, but we've got a timeout on the field. The score, Marquette 13, Litchfield 7. You're listening to Z1570 Radio Sports.
Make life easy for yourself at the United Methodist Village. With no more stairs and no more home upkeep, in a spacious apartment or villa home, with no upfront endowment and just 1 monthly fee, you stay in control of your finances. Now that's easy and smart. Countryside living that is fun, neighborly, and only minutes from the Clark Bridge. The United Methodist Village, where living is easy.
I only wish I'd have moved here sooner.
Midwest Motorsports, one of the largest dealers in the area with over 12,000 square feet of showroom, featuring Yamaha, Suzuki, Polaris, and Sea-Doo. We also have a wide assortment of accessories and apparel, as well as a service department with factory-trained technicians. Midwest Motorsports, just south of Alton in Hartford, Illinois on Route 3, 4 miles north of I-270. Visit our website at MidwestMotorsports.com.
13-7. Govea. Quick pass out to the right side, completes it. Drew Schwartz can't make the tackle as the receiver ran right through him. And Trent Morris takes it into Marquette territory, down to the Litchfield 42-yard line. And that's a gain of, well, they're going to say he stepped out at the 44-yard line, so it goes as a gain of 8. Drew Schwartz had him lined up and just couldn't bring him down.
Well, again, that size. Schwartz is 150. I doubt if he's 130.
Soaking wet.
Yep.
2nd and 2, Litchfield at the Marquette 44-yard line. Govea drops the throw, lets it go deep down the left sideline, incomplete. His intended receiver, Trent Morris. Max Vest was closing from his safety position, but Govea just overthrew his intended receiver, who was momentarily wide open down at about the Marquette 25-yard line. That was the 17th pass attempt by Govea. He has completed 11 for 109 yards and a touchdown. He's thrown an interception. Now 3rd and 2 Panthers at the Marquette 44-yard line, and this time Govea goes under center. Or no, he doesn't. I thought he did, but now he dropped back into the shotgun once again. They throw the wide receiver screen, and making the reception was Zach Allen, and he may have enough for the first down. That play didn't gain a lot, but they only needed 2, and I think he got 2 yards and a foot. And they may want to measure. No, he's got plenty for the first down. They put the ball down inside 42, and that should be enough for the first down, but they will measure as they ran that wide receiver screen up the middle. So a gain of 2 on that completion. And they bring the sticks out and measure, and he's got it by 2 feet. So 1st and 10, Panthers, their 6th first down. And the clock will roll with 6:46 remaining here in the first half, just as soon as they get the sticks set. They do. They roll it. And the Panthers go no huddle once again. And Govea from the shotgun sets it up, takes the snap, gives it on the inside handoff. Chris Wolf, the ball carrier, good yardage inside the 40, down to about the Marquette 35-yard line, and then after the tackle, a flag is thrown. And let's see what that call is going to be as the play goes for about 7 yards. It's either going to be a late hit or maybe a face mask. And the Explorers start to back up. So here is the call from the referee, a personal foul against the Explorers. And a 15-yard walk-off will give Litchfield a first down and great field position. Actually, they only walked off 10. Usually a personal foul is 15, but nonetheless, first down, Litchfield at the Marquette 25-yard line. Govea in the shotgun. Receivers left and right. He's got a setback to his left. He takes a snap, drops to throw, swings it out to the left side, incomplete. Led his intended receiver just a bit too much. That was Wolf was the setback who was standing next to Govea, and he just swung out to the left. Explorers got a little pressure on Govea, and it caused him to overlead Wolf. So it'll be 2nd down and 10, Litchfield at the Marquette 25. That stops the clock with 6:03 remaining here in the first half. Receivers left and right. Zach Allen wide to the left side. Patillo wide to the right side. And a setback to the right of Govea, who drops to throw. He lets it go down the right side, and that is incomplete.
Almost intercepted.
Almost intercepted by Drew Schwartz, who had the best shot at the football, but he went up high at about the 5-yard line and couldn't bring it down as that ball was overthrown. The intended receiver down there was Trent Morris. But I don't know if Govea thought he was going to run a deeper route or if he just overthrew him by that much. And Drew Schwartz had an opportunity there and couldn't quite get up high enough. Now 3rd and 10 Panthers at the Marquette 25-yard line. Again from the shotgun formation. Corbin Govea takes the snap, swings it out to the left side, right through the hands of Trent Morris as they set up a screen there to the left side. And he had blockers out in front and was going to have a good shot at the first down, but he couldn't hang on to it. I imagine the football's a little bit slick.
I would think it would be, yes.
So now 4th and 10 Litchfield at the Marquette 25, and they will keep the offense out there as they're in 4-down territory.
Another big play for the Explorers.
Marquette
right here.
Marquette leading by 6, trying to stop Litchfield on, and now a high snap off the hands of Govea. He picks it up, tries to find some running room to the left side, now passes down the left sideline, and it's incomplete. Broken up there by Max Vest, and the Explorers will take over on down. So a comedy of errors there A high snap. Gouveia knocked it down, reached down, picked it up. His first thought was to run to the left side, but as he took off, he saw a receiver downfield, let it go downfield, and Max Vest had the coverage there. He had a shot at an interception, and now they put the football down at the 10 like it was going to be an interception. And I guess he did intercept it. There was also a penalty on the play for an illegal receiver downfield, and Vest did the wrong thing there by intercepting it. He'd have been better off to break it up. It cost Marquette 15 yards of field position by making the interception.
If they had an ineligible receiver downfield,
Marquette should have taken the penalty because that's a loss of down, right?
Right. If that was the call.
That appeared to be the signal, but sometimes you never know. So Marquette has the football, 1st and 10 at their own 10. But if Vest had just knocked that ball down, they'd have had it out at the 25. Here's the give to Zerwas. Finds some running room to the right side. Drags tacklers with him out near that 20-yard line. They bring him down just shy of the 20 at the 19, a gain of 9 on that carry. Second down and 1 for Marquette. Rolling with 5:20 remaining in the first half. Marquette leading 13-7. The Explorers jumped out to a 13-0 lead. Litchfield answered, stopped Marquette, and then mounted another drive that Marquette 10-yard line on a 4th down interception. And now here is Vest on the quarterback sneak. Big yardage out across the 25 out to about the 27-yard line. A gain of 8 on that carry for Max Vest, and another Marquette on their 7th of the evening.
I'll take that back, Sam. I think he ran those 2 quarterback sneaks on his own. I really do.
Well, and typically that's, don't you coach the quarterback that, hey, if you got a big split between the tackles and you see an opening, go ahead and take it.
You just got to let the guard and the center know what you're doing.
1st and 10, Marquette from their own 27-yard line. Here is the give to Zerwas. Working the right side, drags tacklers with him. Jared Zerwas takes it for another gain of 9 out across the 35 to about the 36-yard line. I don't know how he manages to drag those many tacklers with him.
They just don't get a good shot at him, I don't think. Like I said, he's a glider.
Zerwas, 5 carries for 63 yards. And a touchdown. 2nd and 2 for the Explorers. Just outside their own 35-yard line. Split backs behind Vest. Here's the give on the single lead to the right side to Zerwas. 1st down yardage and then some. Out across the 40 to about the 42, maybe the 43-yard line. Of course, he does have the advantage on that single lead of having Larry Newquist out in front of him.
That does help.
So about a 7-yard pickup on that carry for Zerwas. Another 1st down for Marquette, their 8th of the night. The clock rolling with 3:42 remaining here in the first quarter. And Marquette does not have enough time to eat yardage up 5, 6, 7 yards at a time. Of course, the hope is that they can break a long one. A receiver to the right side, a wing to the right, split backs behind Vest. They give it on the single lead again. It's Zerwas following Newquist through the hole. This time they work to the left side. Only that time it wasn't Zerwas. That time it was Newquist following Zerwas. Newquist picked up about 2 on that carry. 2nd and almost 8 for Marquette, just shy of their own 5-yard line. Now we're inside of 3 minutes and counting remaining in the first half. Marquette leading 13-7. Marquette scored on its first 2 possessions. They put a man in motion to the right side, and they give it right up the middle to Newquist, and Larry Newquist pounds his way forward. And where'd they bring him down? After a gain of about 3, out to the 48-yard line, it'll be 3rd and 5. Newquist, 9 carries for 27 yards. Marquette has not attempted a pass this evening. They face 3rd and 5, just outside their own 47-yard line, with the clock rolling with 2:05 remaining here in the first half. The problem is, if you throw the football and throw an incompletion, you stop the clock. However, they'd like to move the first down markers once again. Now, somebody on the right side of that Marquette line jumps, and that'll cost the Explorers 5 yards. The 4th illegal procedure penalty against the Explorers. And I think that was John Hofert that jumped. So now 3rd and 10 facing the Explorers. And they roll the clock with 1:50 remaining in the half. Drew Schwartz splits wide to the left side. Jared Zerwas in the left slot. Another receiver wide to the right side. Vest in the shotgun, gets a low snap, and keeps it himself after he faked a handoff to Newquist. Newquist went left, and Vest tried to go right. And he lost a yard. It's going to be 4th. Well, he got back to the line of scrimmage. It'll be 4th and 10. Vest has carried 8 times for 50 yards and a touchdown. But now Corey Marin will enter the ball game in punt formation. And so, Litchfield will get one more chance here in the first half. So that Explorer possession started at their own 10. They took it out across the 40. And they might go ahead and take a delay of game penalty here. I think they will. They line it up in punt formation and then just stand there, and they're going to let as much time roll off the clock as possible. And now the officials stop the clock with 37 seconds remaining. They throw a flag. Marquette couldn't use a timeout because they had none remaining. But with the strong leg of Corey Marin, they figure they'd go ahead and give up the 5 yards in exchange for as much time off that clock as they could milk. And now a long discussion with the captain of the Purple Panthers. I don't know why there's any discussion at all. Delay of game against Marquette, the 5-yard walk-off, moves the football back to the Explorer 38-yard line. And with 37 seconds remaining in the half, they line it up in punt formation. Corey Marin stands inside his own 25, gets a low snap, fumbles it, picks it up, and now Litchfield tackles him, and the Purple Panthers will have a golden opportunity here at the Marquette 23-yard line with 30 seconds remaining. So a low snap, and Marin could not come up with it. And a loss of 15 as Marin was tackled after he finally came up with the football. 1st and 10 Litchfield at the Marquette 23-yard line with 30 seconds remaining in the half. Plenty of time to get something done here. Litchfield has no timeouts remaining. And now as the Purple Panthers line it up, the officials stop the clock. Well, they stop. They blow everything dead. The clock was not running. But I guess they just needed to get the right football into the ball game. And now the referee comes over. And I think they want to change the amount of time on the clock. So they come to the near sideline and talk to the Marquette coaching staff, and I think they want 34 seconds on the clock. Run the clock, you said. Coach Reinhardt turned and signaled 3-4.
34.5.
34.5 is what they're asking for. Well, they got 34 up, and they're happy with that, so they'll go with that. 34 seconds on the clock. I don't know why they decided to add 4 seconds, because the play had ended. Litchfield was ready to snap the ball, and then somebody in a striped shirt decided, well, we need to add some time. 1st and 10 Panthers at the Marquette 23. Govea from the shotgun, drops to throw. Looking downfield, plenty of time, lets it go deep, and that is incomplete over the head of everybody. Max Vest for the Explorers went up high at the goal line with a chance for an interception, but it was well over his head, and I think in essence, Govea just threw that one away. It stops the clock with 27 seconds remaining in the half. Govea had all kinds of time and scanned the field to his left, scanned the field to his right, went back to the left, could find nobody open, and then finally just threw it deep right down the middle and threw it away. Govea has completed 12 of 22 for 111 yards. 2nd and 10, Litchfield at the Marquette 23 with 27 seconds remaining. High snap, Govea brings it down, lets it go over the middle, incomplete. And breaking that up was Jake Harrison for the Explorers. Govea threw into double coverage. His intended receiver was Trent Morris at about the 12-yard line. And that was an ill-advised throw by Govea, as actually Harrison had a better chance of catching the football for Marquette than did Trent Morris. Now 22 seconds remaining in the half. 3rd and 10 Litchfield at the Marquette 23-yard line. And the Panthers make some substitutions. Now whistles and flags prior to the snap. And we'll see what this call is. I think it's going to go against Litchfield. Perhaps they weren't set prior to the snap. Well, what is that? Unsportsmanlike cut. Well, some kind of a... That was a warning of some kind. So it was
a sideline warning. That's the only warning they get.
It was not a penalty. So now, 3rd and 10. Back to throw, Govea looking down towards the goal line, and that's broken up by an Explorer defender. That time Govea threw into triple coverage, and that was Max Vest who came to break that one up. And now it's 4th and 10 at the 23, but there is a flag on the play. Holding against who? They signaled holding, but they didn't say which way. Holding against Marquette. That'll be a 5-yard walk-off and a 1st down for the Panthers with 15 seconds remaining. So they'll walk off 5 yards, take the ball down to the 18-yard line. Well, let's see. All this discussion, if it's holding against Marquette, that's pretty straightforward. Walk it off 5 yards from the line of scrimmage, put it down, and call it a 1st down. But now they're backing Litchfield up. Wow. It doesn't need to be this confusing, does it?
It shouldn't be.
If the preliminary indication is what it is, then it's a 5-yard walk-off against Marquette. They do walk it off 5 yards. Well, they walk off more than 5, so it's something more than holding. They walk off 10 against the Explorers. And put it down at the Explorer 13-yard line. Well, since when was defensive holding 10 yards? That's a new one on me. The 7th penalty of the night against Marquette for a total of 45 yards. 1st and 10 Litchfield at the Marquette 12 with 15 seconds remaining. I have never seen a 10-yard defensive holding penalty. Govea rolls to his right, lets it go. That's intercepted. A diving interception by Drew Schwartz at the 2-yard line, and the Explorers have the football and will just have to run 8 seconds off this clock. It is a big interception and a poor throw.
Yeah, there was no one in the vicinity except for Schwartz.
Have you ever seen a 10-yard defensive holding penalty?
No, I haven't.
But it matters not as they put the football down at the 4-yard line. That is the 3rd interception thrown by
Corbin Govea. He's now 12.
Century 21 Seneca Edwards has been serving the community. Century 21 Seneca Edwards has been serving the community for over 30.
That should do it. And the Explorers take a knee, and that is the end of the first half of action. After 24 minutes of play here at Public School Stadium in Alton, a very long first half. The score, Marquette 13, Litchfield 7. You're listening to Z1570 Radio Sports.
Century 21 Seneca Edwards has been serving the community for over 30 years and prides itself on customer service. If you're in the real estate market, they provide the experience and service you need to make the best decisions. They offer over 50 exceptional agents who are highly trained to help you through the buying and selling process. With offices in Godfrey, Brighton, and Staunton, Century 21 Seneca Edwards is bridging the gap in the real estate industry. Check them out online at c21seehomes.com.
What do I have to do to sell you a car today?
Roberts Motors, 2 locations, Alton and Wood River.
Take a look at the latest J.D. Power & Associates insurance certifications for customer satisfaction. Know what each certified agency has in common?
Each is with American Family Insurance.
In fact, American Family Agencies are the first agency certified by J.D. Power & Associates.
According to our policyholders, our agents deliver an outstanding customer experience.
American Family Insurance.
All your protection
under one roof.
Call me, Gerard Fisher, at 466-7062 or stop by 3014 Godfrey Road.
It's time to book a date for your fall banquet and holiday party at Johnson's Corner. The banquet room at Johnson's Corner seats up to 80, and you can choose either a buffet or sit-down meal. Johnson's Corner will also cater to your home party, workplace, employee appreciation party, birthday party, or a holiday party. When Johnson's Corner caters, you can count on prompt personal service, and afterwards, they'll even clean up the food mess. Call for available dates, 465-5640. Johnson's Corner, the most popular corner in Alton.
Did you know you can choose your own title company for your real estate transactions? Here are comments from people who chose Premier Title and Escrow Company.
Use them on an average 3 or 4 times a month.
We closed at the Premier office in Godfrey at 2 p.m. in the afternoon, and I was back to work by 2:30.
They understand what I need when I call them, even if I can't express it properly to them.
For your next real estate transaction, choose Premier Title and Escrow Company in Godfrey, offering professional service with a personal touch.
Rolling.
About ready for me to go to bed.
Well, when they run this spread offense and throw the football 24 times, and half of those are incomplete, that stops the clock an awful lot, so it does make for a long football game. The good news is that the rain has held off. It rained most of the late afternoon and part of the early evening. It rained pretty much right up to kickoff time, but the rain has held off, but the field is very, very wet. A couple of spots out here, especially on the, what is that? The sun went down. That's the east end of the field. See, when the sun's up, I know which way is east and west, but then I have to stop and think after sunset. On the east end of the field, between the 10 and the 30-yard lines, it's just quite a quagmire, especially over along the right hash marks. And then on the west side of the field, between the 25 and the 30, also over near the left hash mark, the far hash mark, also very wet there, but can't do anything about that. But,
well, we're kind of spoiled after we went to Methodist East Lutheran. That
wow.
was there.
Wasn't that something?
That was hot glass.
You could have taken your putter out there and practiced your putting.
Well,
not that it would have done any good.
No. They did an excellent job on that.
Now, are they going to have like the John Rogers Drive or something at the John Rogers Explorer Classic on October 1st?
Well,
you have to.
Hopefully I'll be able to show up.
Oh, okay. Well, I thought maybe it'd be a situation where you'd have to pay not to have to use the John Rogers Drive.
Know something I don't know?
I don't know. No, I don't know
anything that you don't know. I don't know anything at all.
Did you know you can choose your own title company for your real estate transactions? Here are comments from people who chose Premier Title and Escrow Company.
Use them on an average 3 or 4 times a month.
We closed at the Premier office in Godfrey at 2 p.m. in the afternoon, and I was back to work by 2:30.
They understand what I need when I call them, even if I can't express it properly to them.
For your next real estate transaction, choose Premier Title and Escrow Company in Godfrey, offering professional service with a personal touch.
Rolling Hills Golf Course, the friendliest golf course in the Riverbend area, has been providing an enjoyable golf experience and exceptional value for thousands of golfers every year. Rolling Hills offers a 27-hole golf facility, state-of-the-art driving range, and a clubhouse designed for tournament use. Bring out a few friends or have your next business meeting where you can enjoy a light lunch with cocktails and free Wi-Fi. Be good to yourself in your game. Come out and visit Rolling Hills Golf Course or see us online at rollinghillsgc.com.
Looking for something to do this weekend?
RiverBender.com.
How about great deals on your favorite pastime?
RiverBender.com.
Maybe you're in the market for a new home.
RiverBender.com.
Or a new car.
RiverBender.com.
Restaurants, menus, coupons, and gift certificates.
RiverBender.com.
No matter what you're shopping for.
RiverBender.com.
If you live in the Riverbend community, you need to visit
You've seen the billboards and the crazy floats, but what exactly is RiverBender.com? RiverBender.com puts the Riverbend community at your fingertips. Riverbend news and entertainment, as well as an awesome shopping guide with terrific money-saving coupons from area businesses, a full classified section, a link to local websites, games, and so much more. Plus, every week, RiverBender.com awards cash and prizes. You can be a winner, too. Don't miss out any longer. Check out RiverBender.com today.
Get caught already. Yeah.
Take a look at the latest J.D. Power & Associates insurance certifications for customer satisfaction. Know what each certified agency has in common?
Each is with American Family Insurance.
In fact, American Family Agencies are the first agencies certified by J.D. Power & Associates.
According to our policyholders, our agents deliver an outstanding customer experience.
American Family Insurance.
All your protection
under one roof.
Call me, Gerard Fisher, at 466-7062 or stop by 3014 Godfrey Road.
It's time to book a date for your fall banquet and holiday party at Johnson's Corner. The banquet room at Johnson's Corner seats up to 80, and you can choose either a buffet or sit-down meal. Johnson's Corner will also cater to your home party, workplace, employee appreciation party, birthday party, or holiday party. When Johnson's Corner caters, you can count on prompt personal service, and afterwards, they'll even clean up the food mess. Call for available dates, 465-5640. Johnson's Corner, the most popular corner in Alton.
Did you know you can choose your own title company for your real estate transactions? Here are comments from people who chose Premier Title and Escrow Company.
Use them on an average 3 or 4 times a month.
We closed at the Premier office in Godfrey at 2 p.m. in the afternoon, and I was back to work by 2:30.
They understand what I need when I call them, even if I can't express it properly to them.
For your next real estate transaction, choose Premier Title and Escrow Company in Godfrey, offering professional service with a personal touch.
Rolling Hills Golf Course, the friendliest golf course in the Riverbend area, has been providing an enjoyable golf experience and exceptional value for thousands of golfers every year. Rolling Hills offers a 27-hole golf facility, state-of-the-art driving range, and a clubhouse designed for tournament use. Bring out a few friends or have your next business meeting where you can enjoy a light lunch with cocktails and free Wi-Fi. Be good to yourself in your game. Come out and visit Rolling Hills Golf Course or see us online at rollinghillsgc.com.
Looking for something to do this weekend?
RiverBender.com.
How about great deals on your favorite pastime?
RiverBender.com.
Maybe you're in the market for a new home.
RiverBender.com.
Or a new car.
RiverBender.com.
Restaurants, menus, coupons, and gift certificates.
RiverBender.com.
No matter what you're shopping for.
RiverBender.com.
If you live in the Riverbend community, you need to visit
RiverBender.com's live coverage of today's game brought to you by Gerard Fisher American Family Insurance. Johnson's Corner, the most popular corner in Alton. Premier title, professional service with a personal touch. Chuck West Agency, serving your insurance needs for 47 years. Rolling Hills, the friendliest golf course in the Riverbend. Roberts Motors in Alton and Wood River. Midwest Motorsports, your fun headquarters in Hartford. United Methodist Village, where living is easy. And by Century 21 Seneca Edwards, big or small, we sell them all. Sam Stem along with John Rogers back at Public School Stadium in Alton. A soggy Public School Stadium, but we're high and dry up here. High above the action and all set for the Litchfield kick to start the second half. And it's a short kick taken by Drew Schwartz up at the 20, out across the 25 to the 30, to the 35, out to the 38 or 39 yard line as Schwartz, one of the up men, caught that one and just took off right up the gut. And the Explorers will start with good field position. First and 10 from their own 39.
Well, again, this is a very important drive for the Explorers. It really is.
Well, Marquette showed the ability to move the football, especially early in the first half. And let's see what they can do here. Here's the straight ahead handoff. And, oh no, Vest kept it himself and followed Newquist through the hole and crosses the 40 and takes it out to the 41-yard line. A gain of only 2. I wish he'd have given it to Newquist.
I was thinking the same thing, Sam, because he went through untouched.
And for a moment I thought he had it, but then he stopped running after he got beat everybody in the Litchfield defense. And I thought, why'd he do that? And then I realized Vest had kept the football. 2nd and 8 for the Explorers from their own 41-yard line. The give on the single lead to the right side to Zerwas. Breaks tackle. Zerwas still on his feet. Zerwas at the 40. He's going to go all the way. Jared Zerwas in for the touchdown. It went 59 yards, and he must have broken 3 tackles along the way. Wow, what a run by Jared Zerwas. His second touchdown of the evening. 59 yards, and the Explorers take only 56 seconds to reach pay dirt here in the third quarter. 129 yards rushing on the night for Zerwas and 2 touchdowns. His first touchdown run was 34 yards. This one, 59. And he took it on that. So now the extra point attempt for the Explorers. Another penalty on the extra point by the Explorers. Well, Jared Zerwas went 59 yards for the touchdown. Now Marquette going for 2. And Vest will throw, and it's tipped at the line of scrimmage and incomplete. So the Explorers took plays out of the second half kickoff. to go the length of the field. And it was capped off by the 59-yard touchdown by Jared Zerwas. Marquette's attempt for two is no good. And with 11:04 remaining in the third quarter, the score now is Marquette 19, Litchfield 7. You're listening to Z1570 Radio Sports. Purple Panthers return it out to about the 22-yard line, and that's where they'll take over, trailing by 12 now. Well, we apologize. We had a technical glitch at the start of the second half, and unfortunately we missed the call of the Marquette touchdown run by Jared Zerwas. But on that play, he went right, off tackle right, broke about 3 tackles and went 41 yards for a touchdown. Now Govea on the first down play from his own 22. Throws an incompletion out to the right side, intended out there for number 10, Trent Morris, but he was covered closely by Drew Schwartz, and it's incomplete. It'll be 2nd and 10. The Explorers took the second half kickoff and ran one play for about 2 yards as Max Vest kept it himself, and on 2nd and 8, they gave it to Jared Zerwas off tackle right, and Zerwas broke about 3 tackles as he made his way through the defense of the Purple Panthers, then broke free in about the last 40 yards, went untouched as he outran everybody to the end zone. A 59-yard touchdown run, and then the 2-point conversion by Marquette failed. And we apologize for the technical glitch, which caused us not to have that for you. Now a snap over the head of Govea. He goes back and covers him at his own 5-yard line. And that'll go as a loss of 17. And now Litchfield will face 3rd and long.
That's the second time he's had a battle of bad snaps, Sam, as I recollect.
Yes, it is. And in fact, he lost about 29 yards as a result of those bad snaps. So now a 3rd down, 3rd and about 28 for the Panthers from their own 5-yard line. They continue to go with the no huddle. Govea in the shotgun. He's got 3 receivers to the right side, another man, that's Allen, wide to the left. And he's got a running back standing to his right. He stands 2 yards deep in the end zone awaiting the snap. Again, a high snap. He brings it down and rolls to his right. Throws from the end zone upfield, and that is broken up by the Explorers defender there. That was number 44, Angelo Cross. And Cross has been pretty active out there from his linebacker position. And so that'll bring about 4th down, 4th and 28. So we had the Litchfield punt from deep in their own territory. Those of you listening to Z1570, we've had a couple of technical glitches, so we'll review what's happened here early in the third quarter. But Marquette now leading 19-7, has the football, 1st and 10 at the 35 of Litchfield, and they try to run an option there, and Vest is tackled for a loss of a couple on that play. Marquette took the third quarter kickoff, and it took them only 2 plays to score. It was a 59-yard touchdown run by Jared Zerwas as he broke through the Litchfield defense, broke a couple of tackles, went 59 yards for a touchdown. The 2-point conversion failed, and Marquette led 19-7. Then they forced Litchfield into a 3-and-out. And now Marquette has its second possession of the third quarter, and again they try to run the option, this time to the right side. And Max Vest is thrown for about a 3-yard loss on that one, and it's going to be 3rd and 15. So now 3rd and 15 for the Explorers. Vest has carried the football 11 times for 47 yards in this game. And the Explorers give it to Zerwas. Zerwas dancing his way through the right side of the line, still on his feet. Zerwas breaking tackles all the way down to the 30 of the Panthers. He picks up 10. It's going to be 4th and 5, and Zerwas just will not go down. 8 carries for 139 yards and 2 touchdowns for Jared Zerwas.
And he's really an exciting run. He is.
He's been pretty slippery, hasn't he? So now 4th and 5 for the Explorers, and they're going to bring Zach Keenan on to attempt a 47-yard field goal. He's got the range from the right hash mark, out of the hold of Max Vest. High snap, he gets the ball down, the kick is up, it's high, it's long, and it's just short. It was on target and went just under the crossbar. So Zach Keenan just misses on a 47-yard attempt. And I don't think he hit it as well as he can. But he almost made it anyway. But because of that, the Panthers will start 1st and 10 from their own 20. And that's one thing about a long field goal attempt in high school. It's nearly as effective as a punt. When you've got a guy with that kind of range, you may as well give it a shot, as long as you don't get it blocked. But that kind of recalls the Hendrick era here at Marquette. They try ridiculous field goals, and sometimes he'd make them. I remember one right here at Public School Stadium, I think a 56-yarder that he made in a driving rain on a field muckier than this one. Now a swing pass completed out across the 20 to the 20-yard line. Making the reception for the Purple Panthers was Wolf, and he ends up picking up 6 on that reception. Chris Wolf.
We're talking about the Hendrick era. I don't think that year punted more than 3 or 4 times, because if they had a 4th down, they would bring Hendrick in and let him attempt a field goal.
Anything from about 65 yards in.
That's right.
And as we said, if he missed it, then it just ended up being a touchback. The other team started on their own 20. Now a handoff, one of the few running plays tonight for the Purple Panthers. And on the carry, that was number 11, Chris Wolf, and he picked up about 2. It's going to be 3rd and 2 for Litchfield. They stay in the spread, go with the no huddle from their own 28-yard line. They need to go to the 30 for a 1st down. Now they look over to the sideline and change the play. Govea in the shotgun, high snap, pulls it down, drops to throw on 3rd and 2, looking downfield, and incomplete off the hands of Allen. Zach Allen was open at about the 30, but Govea missed him. Allen jumped, got one hand on it. That's very dangerous. That could have easily been tipped to an Explorer, but it fell at the feet of Allen. And now it's 4th and 2, and they'll bring the punt team on.
Well, the Explorers read that awfully well, because it was a middle screen, and you didn't get a lot of rush from your defensive linemen. I would think when they read that they would drop back into the flat zones to aid on the screen.
So now Govea in punt formation, low snap. He picks it up. Now he wants to try and run with it. He's swarmed under and tackled at the 14-yard line, and the Explorers will take over on downs right there. So, just as Marquette late in the first half had a bad snap on a punt and turned the ball over deep in their own territory on downs. So, too, here, midway through the third quarter, does Litchfield. And the Explorers will take over at the Purple Panther 14-yard line, and they might be able to put some distance between themselves and the Panthers right here. 1st and 10 at the Litchfield 14-yard line. Split backs behind Vest. They give on a single lead to Zerwas. Big hole at the 10, at the 5. He's in for the touchdown. Jared Zerwas, his third rushing touchdown of the night. A 14-yard touchdown run, and the Explorers' lead is now 18. A 14-yard touchdown run by Jared Zerwas, his third of the night, and he now has 153 yards rushing on 9 carries. Boy, I'll tell you, when he finds a hole, he bursts through it, and then he's able to break tackles. He was hit inside the 5, but he just slid off the attempted tackle and found his way into the end zone for the third time tonight. Now the extra point attempt off the toe of Corey Marin. The snap, the spot, the kick. It's up, it's high, it's long, and it's good. 5:59 remaining in the third quarter. The score now, Marquette 26, Litchfield 7. You're listening to Z1570 Radio Sports.
Take a look at the latest J.D. Power & Associates insurance certifications for customer satisfaction. Know what each certified agency has in common?
Each is with American Family Insurance.
In fact, American Family Agencies are the first agency certified by J.D. Power & Associates.
According to our policyholders, our agents deliver an outstanding customer experience.
American Family Insurance.
All your protection
under one roof.
Call me, Gerard Fisher, at 466-7062 or stop by 3014 Godfrey Road.
Marquette kicks it away. Zach Keenan from his own 40, and it will be Allen returning for Litchfield out across the 15 to the 20 to the 22-yard line. And I'll say this for the Explorers, the 2007 edition, their kick coverage all year long has been very good. And Angelo Cross, again, in on the tackle. He's been pretty active tonight. Marquette leading 26-7 midway through the third quarter. Their lead at the half was 13-7. So Marquette started fast in the first half. They've started fast here in the second half. And now Govea, pass over the middle, and Angelo Cross attempt, and an interception couldn't quite come up with it. 2nd and 10, Litchfield. Govea has thrown 29 times, completed 13 for 117 yards, 1 touchdown and 3 interceptions. The line of scrimmage, the Litchfield 22-yard line. A muggy evening, but not nearly as hot as it has been. Now the snap back to Govea. He pitches back. And here's Chris Wolf trying to sweep the right side. He doesn't get back to the line of scrimmage, as a host of Explorer tacklers were there to greet him, including Angelo Cross. Cross is a sophomore, is that right? Sophomore. Whose idea was it to put the graduating year on here instead of senior, junior, sophomore?
I don't know.
I have to do math.
That's probably some principle.
May as well blame it on the principal.
They're always convenient.
You well know, don't you?
Yes, I do.
Now, 3rd and 11, Litchfield from their own 21-yard line. And Govea drops to throw, sets, lets it go deep down the right side, and incomplete. Just off the fingertips of Zach Allen, as he had his man beat. On the coverage was Drew Schwartz. And that pass thrown just a shade too far for Allen. Otherwise, he might have caught it in stride and gone all the way for the touchdown. But he didn't. Oh, here's a program that has freshman, junior, sophomore on it. How about that? Ask and ye shall receive. Yeah, I've got Litchfield's. Thank you to Terry Mitchell. He's taking care of us over there.
He always did.
And now the punt by Govea is a short one, and rolls dead, is covered by the Purple Panthers out at their own 44-yard line, and the Explorers will take over once again in Panther territory, and here's a golden opportunity now for Marquette to salt this one away. They already lead by 19. Their lead at the half was only 6. And the Explorers came out and took just 2 plays at the start of the third quarter to go the distance, a 59-yard touchdown run on the second play from scrimmage of the third quarter by Jared Zerwas. And then Zerwas came back and scored another one. Now he's got the football again, and this time they're keying on him. And they hit him down at the 45 for a loss of 1.
I think he was a marked man.
Zerwas' 10th carry of the night. And he loses a yard, so now his total is only 152. Well, Zerwas was very impressive in the win over Metro East Lutheran. Didn't have much opportunity last week as the Explorers fell behind by 3 touchdowns early in that football game. But here tonight, Zerwas very impressive once again. Zerwas gets it again, running off tackle right, breaks a couple of tackles on his feet at the 40, and takes it down to about the 39-yard line. He is not afraid to be hit, is he?
He doesn't give them a very big target. That's what it is. He lowers that shoulder, and he's probably only about 3 feet off the ground.
He picked up 9 on that carry. And it brings about 3rd and 4 for the Explorers inside the 39 of the Purple Panthers. Now checking into the ball game, the freshman Travis Jones at running back. And I think they're giving Zerwas a blow. And he could probably use one. Now a last-second substitution as Angelo Cross comes into play, wing back, and the Explorers called for delay of game. That is Marquette's 8th penalty of the night for a total of 50 yards. So they'll walk off 5 against the Explorers. Some confusion there as the Explorers were trying to substitute. Zerwas came off. I think Jake Harris, who normally lines up at wing back, is on the near sideline as well. And they got Angelo Cross into the ball game at the last moment, and he wasn't sure where to line up. Also there is Steve Utley in the backfield, and he was spelling Newquist. Almost every Marquette starter goes both ways. Now a quick pass out to the left side, and that is picked off by the Purple Panthers, and making the interception out there, Zach Allen. That ball was underthrown by Vest, and he threw it up for grabs. Zach Allen had no problem picking it off whatsoever. That's the first pass attempt of the night for Max Vest, and now we've got an Explorer down and injured, and I think that's well, I'm not sure who it is, and it's going to be cramps that they're going to deal with out there. So, not really an injury. Although, if you've ever had cramps, you'd think you were dying.
I had one the other night. Oh.
Did you say, "Take me, Lord, I'm ready"?
Not quite.
It wasn't quite that bad, huh? So they attend to the player who is down, and he's either suffering from leg cramps or had the wind knocked out of him, but I think it's a cramp that they're dealing with. So the clock is stopped with 3:51 here in the third quarter. The score, Marquette 26, Litchfield 7. You're listening to Z15 Radio Sports. It's time to book a date for your fall banquet and holiday party at Johnson's Corner. The banquet room at Johnson's Corner seats up to 80, and you can choose either a buffet or sit-down meal. Johnson's Corner will also cater to your home party, workplace, employee appreciation party, birthday party, or a holiday party. When Johnson's Corner caters, you can count on prompt personal service, and afterwards, they'll even clean up the food mess. Call for available dates, 465-5640, Johnson's Corner, the most popular corner in Alton.
Did you know you can choose your own title company for your real estate transactions? Here are comments from people who chose Premier Title and Escrow Company.
Use them on an average 3 or 4 times a month.
We closed at the Premier office in Godfrey at 2 p.m. in the afternoon, and I was back to work by 2:30.
They understand what I need when I call them, even if I can't express it properly to them.
For your next real estate transaction, choose Premier Title and Escrow Company in Godfrey, offering professional service with a personal touch.
Rolling Hills Golf Course, the friendliest golf course in the Riverbend area, has been providing an enjoyable golf experience and exceptional value for thousands of golfers every year. Rolling Hills offers a 27-hole golf facility, state-of-the-art driving range, and a clubhouse designed for tournament use. Bring out a few friends or have your next business meeting where you can enjoy a light lunch with cocktails and free Wi-Fi. Be good to yourself in your game. Come out and visit Rolling Hills Golf Course or see us online at rollinghillsgc.com.
As they have all night, the snap over the head of Gouveia. He goes back and slides and covers the football back at his own 21-yard line. So that's the third time tonight that's happened. The wheels are kind of coming off for the Purple Panthers. They were in this football game trailing by only 6 at halftime, but Marquette has dominated the third quarter, and now Gouveia might be hurt as when he slid to cover that football, he may have, well, I don't know what he did, but he's slow in getting up. That goes to a loss of 21. And now an official timeout is finally, I think, Gouveia is up on his.
But he's hurting. He's hunched over.
I don't know what happened to him.
No one landed on him.
No, the ball went over his head, and then he went back, slid in the muck, and covered the football, and it could be that maybe his cleats stuck or something as he was sliding, or maybe he hit the ground so hard he knocked the wind out of himself. But he'll have to come out. So minus 50 yards on the rushing column for Gouveia, and all of that because 3 times the ball was snapped over his head, and all 3 times he had no choice but to go back and just cover it in order to retain possession. Now, 3rd and 30 for the Panthers. 3rd and 31 from their own 21-yard line. They've got to get all the way to the Marquette 49 for a first down. So actually it is 3rd and 30. And trying to figure out who the new quarterback is. It's number 8, and that's Zach Wilkinson. Wilkinson, a sophomore. And I think they're going to, well, I don't know what they're doing now. They've stopped everything, and the officials walking back and forth, conferring with each other, and maybe they want to put more time back on the clock. We show 3:09 remaining in the third quarter. And if it's a matter of just, well, I don't think that's it. They're looking at the football. They came to the Marquette sideline to look at the football for some reason. And apparently they got the footballs mixed up. Each team has their own football. Is that correct? That they use when they're on offense. And apparently they threw the Gillespie football over to the Marquette sideline and had to come over and retrieve it. Apparently Gillespie, each team has more than one football. And one of the Gillespie footballs ended up over on the Marquette sideline. So the officials stopped everything and retrieved that football and then walked it all the way over to the far sideline. And now we're set for action, 3rd and 30. And it's Wilkinson, Zach Wilkinson, taking his first snap at quarterback. We'll see if Gouveia returns. Wilkinson, the sophomore, takes the snap. He's a southpaw. He rolls to his left. He's under pressure. He lets it go, and it's incomplete, broken up by Max Vest. Zach Allen was the intended receiver. And Vest has been all over the field defensively as well, with one interception and numerous passes broken up. Although there have been plenty of opportunities to break up passes, as 32 have been thrown.
1 for Marquette, 32.
Well, 32 for Litchfield, 1 for Marquette. And Litchfield hasn't won in a long time. I know at one time Gouveia was 13 for 26. Now he's 13 for 31. And Wilkinson is now 0 for 1. And Gouveia apparently is okay because now he's back in there to punt. Gets a low snap. Fields it on one hop and gets a low line drive kick away. Max Vest will return. Although he can't go far. He caught it at the 45, took one step to the 44, and was hammered down right there. 1st and 10 for the Explorers, leading 26-7. And the Marquette offense back out onto the field. And Jared Zerwas back out there. He on the sideline for the final couple plays of the last Marquette possession. Newquist, the fullback, they put Jake Harrison in motion, and they run the option to the left side, and a bad pitch, and a good job by Jake Harrison to field it on one hop, and then he took it back to the line of scrimmage for no gain, and that was an ill-advised pitch, or at least a poor pitch.
Well, it's awful difficult to, if you're a right-hander, to run to your left and pitch it. You have to with your left hand. You can't pitch it, well, I guess you could, but you get a chance of a fumble pitching it with your right hand.
2nd down and 10 for the Explorers at the 44, the Purple Panthers. Marquette leading 26-7. They scored 13 in the first quarter, 13 here in the third quarter. Litchfield's lone touchdown came back in the second quarter. Here is the pitch back now, and this is Newquist trying to work the right side. And Newquist running wide for one of the few times. And he gains a yard. It's going to be 3rd and 9. I think here tonight we may have seen one of the finest exhibitions of the Rogers theorem that we've ever seen. Marquette, on that first possession of the second half, took only 2 plays to go 60 yards. And that put all the momentum on their side, made it 19-7. They've come back, followed that up with another touchdown.
Well, Coach Reinhardt, he is a Hall of Famer.
Yes.
And he's heard that before.
He's heard the Rogers theorem.
Well, I don't know about that.
Do you think
it's probably the Reinhardt theorem.
I was going to say, do you think he knew it was the Rogers theorem? So now the Explorers want a timeout. It comes with 1:21 remaining here in the third quarter. The score, Marquette 26, Litchfield 7. You're listening to Z1570 Radio Sports.
Looking for something to do this weekend?
RiverBender.com.
How about great deals on your favorite pastime?
RiverBender.com.
Maybe you're in the market for a new home.
RiverBender.com.
Or a new car.
RiverBender.com.
Restaurants, menus, coupons, and gift certificates.
RiverBender.com.
No matter what you're shopping for.
RiverBender.com.
If you live in the Riverbend community, you need to visit
You've seen the billboards and the crazy floats, but what exactly is RiverBender.com? RiverBender.com puts the Riverbend community at your fingertips. Riverbend news and entertainment, as well as an awesome shopping guide with terrific money-saving coupons from area businesses, a full classified section, a link to local websites, games, and so much more. Plus, every week, RiverBender.com awards cash and prizes. You can be a winner, too. Don't miss out any longer. Check out RiverBender.com today.
Thought it was his mom over there.
No, Ed Blair's sister.
On the third down play for the Explorers, they run a wing counter. They give it to Jared Zerwas, and he takes it inside the 40 down to the 39. Maybe they're going to put it right down at the 39. And that goes as a gain of 4 for Zerwas, and here comes the punting team for Marquette. Unofficially, Zerwas 12 carries for 163 yards and 3 touchdowns. And I would hate to guess how many tackles he's broken here tonight. Corey Marin stands at his own 49 in punt formation, praying for a good snap. And he gets a good one. And he gets the kick away, and it's a dandy. High, end over end. It'll hit at the 5 and roll dead at the 1. And the Panthers will start at their 1-yard line. What a kick by Corey Marin.
It was an exceptional kick and good coverage, kick coverage down there by the 3 Explorers.
I think the first guy there was Keenan Everland. If he wasn't, at least he acted like he was the first one there because he came off the field pumping his fist. So the Explorer defense, which has shut down the Purple Panthers here in the second half. Litchfield really carried the action in the second quarter and seemed to have most of the momentum going into halftime, but Marquette put a kibosh to that early in the third quarter. And let's see if this is Govea or the sophomore. It's the southpaw sophomore, and he lets it go deep down the right side. And that is picked off by Drew Schwartz. The 4th Marquette interception of the night. Drew played it beautifully and picks off the Zach Wilkinson pass, and the Explorer offense is back in business.
Now Schwartz put himself in a great position for the interception. He really did. He read it well coming out and stayed right with the receiver.
Well, that is the second interception of the night by Schwartz. He had the one late in the first half down near the goal line to put it into the Litchfield scoring threat. And great coverage there by Schwartz as he comes away with that interception. 4 interceptions on the evening by the Explorers, accounting for all 4 Litchfield turnovers. And the Explorer offense back in business, 1st and 10 at the Litchfield 27-yard line. Here's the give to Zerwas. Zerwas breaking tackles, dancing his way through the defense, and dragging tacklers with him down to the 15-yard line. That's a gain of 12 and another Marquette first down. Zerwas now 175 yards rushing. He just has a knack. He's very shifty as he makes his way through the defense. And it's become apparent that if he can break the line of scrimmage, then he's a threat on almost every play to go for big yardage.
Well, I tell you, he's not big to begin with, and then he gets in that proper running formation. He's got his butt down low to the ground, and he doesn't present much of a target.
And then, for whatever reason, once they do latch onto him, he's able to drag a tackler or two for the final 3 or 4 or 5 yards. That's the amazing part, and now the final seconds tick off the third quarter clock. And at the end of 3 quarters, Public School Stadium in Alton, it's a great home opener thus far for the Marquette Explorers. As we get set for fourth quarter action, the score, Marquette 26, Litchfield 7. You're listening to Z1570 Radio Sports. RiverBender.com's live coverage of today's game brought to you by Gerard Fisher American Family Insurance. Johnson's Corner, the most popular corner in Alton. Premier title, professional service with a personal touch. Chuck West Agency, serving your insurance needs for 47 years. Rolling Hills, the friendliest golf course in the Riverbend. Roberts Motors in Alton and Wood River. Midwest Motorsports, your fun headquarters in Hartford. United Methodist Village, where living is easy. And by Century 21 Seneca Edwards, big or small, we sell them all.
Make life easy for yourself at the United Methodist Village.
With no more stairs and no more home upkeep in a spacious apartment or villa home, with no upfront endowment and just one monthly fee, you stay in control of your finances. Now that's easy and smart. Countryside living that is fun, neighborly, and only minutes from the Clark Bridge. The United Methodist Village, where living is easy.
I only wish I'd have moved here sooner.
Sam Stem with John Rogers at Public School Stadium in Alton. As we start the fourth quarter, Marquette has it 1st and 10 at the Litchfield 15-yard line. The Explorers lead 26-7 here in their home opener. And here is, the quarterback keeper, I guess, right in the middle.
Like it.
Once again, that's the third time tonight. Vest has just taken it on the quarterback sneak. And this one goes for about 3 yards. That's about the least successful of the three. The first time he did it was on a 5-yard touchdown run. And then got about 10 yards the next time, and this time picks up almost 4. 50 yards rushing for Max Vest on 12 carries. Second down and 7 for the Explorers at the 12 of Litchfield. Here's the give this time. Newquist working the left side, and Newquist, hard to bring down, keeps those legs turning and manages to pick up a couple down to the 10-yard line. That'll bring about 3rd and 5. Newquist, 11 carries for 30 yards. And let me tell you, 11 carries for 30 yards doesn't sound like a lot, but he's gotten some key yardage when it counted, and it's always tough yardage for that fullback. And the other thing you can say for Newquist is that he's opened a lot of the holes that Zerwas has run through on that single lead. So now, 3rd and 5 for the Explorers at the 10 of Litchfield. Vest turns, and there's the handoff, and looking for some running room, a new running back into the ball game. On the carry was Keenan Eberlin, and Eberlin a little bit indecisive. Danced a little bit too much, picked up 2 down to the 8-yard line. It's 4th and 3, and the Explorers are bringing the field goal team on. So Eberlin with his first carry of the ball game. And Corey Marin, of Max Vest, will attempt a 25-yarder right down the middle of the field. He kicked an extra point of this length earlier. The snap, the spot, the kick. The kick is up, it's high, it's plenty long enough, and it's good. Corey Marin, a 25-yard field goal. It comes with 9:55 remaining here in the fourth quarter, and it extends the Marquette lead. The score now, the Explorers 29, Litchfield 7. You're listening to Z1570 Radio Sports.
It's over. Yep.
It's been a strong second half for the Marquette Explorers. Marquette jumped out to a 13-0 first quarter lead, but early in the second quarter, Litchfield put a touchdown on the board, cut the lead to 13-7. That's the way we stood at halftime, but Marquette has outscored Litchfield 16-0 here in the second half, and now Keenan kicks the ball deep into the end zone. It's an automatic touchdown, Zach Keenan. And the Explorer defense will come out onto the field, trying to protect a 22-point lead. Well, you don't want to count your chickens before they're hatched, but barring a miracle comeback by Litchfield, the Explorers can improve to 2-1 and be set for the conference opener next Friday night here at Public School Stadium against Gillespie.
The Miners.
The Miners. Do they still have those little lights on their helmets?
Yeah, they do.
Now, here is the sophomore quarterback, the southpaw, Wilkinson, and he decides to take off running as he couldn't find a receiver downfield and gains a yard out to the 21-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and 9. Wilkinson replaced Govea after Govea apparently was injured when he went back and covered a snap that sailed over his head for about a 20-yard loss. Now quick pass out to the right side. Oh, what a hit by Drew Schwartz. Wilkinson kind of hung his receiver out there to dry, and I believe that was Trent Morris as he ran just a little swing pattern out to the right, and Wilkinson hung the pass up there, and when Morris went up to catch it, Drew Schwartz was there to drill him as soon as the ball arrived, and Morris was slow in getting up.
And I think he coughed up the football. I think it was incomplete.
It was indeed. So Drew Schwartz has been a factor for the Explorers in this game as well, with a couple of interceptions, a couple passes broken up, and a big hit there. Now 3rd and 9, Litchfield from their own 21. Wilkinson, the southpaw, rolls to his left, lets it go downfield, incomplete. And that's going to bring about another punting situation for the Purple Panthers. So Marquette has completely shut down the Litchfield offense here in the fourth quarter. Now we've got a flag on the play as well, I believe. Or do we? No, apparently not. They're just holding things up, allowing both teams to bring their special teams onto the field. The punting team for Litchfield, and that's going to be Wilkinson back in punt formation, standing back at his own 5-yard line. Marquette sends nobody deep, as they don't want to take any chances. Wilkinson gets the kick away. It's a high, short kick, and that will hit and take a Litchfield bounce. It hit at the Litchfield 40 and bounded out across midfield, just to the Marquette side of the 50-yard line. And the Explorer offense back out onto the field. Well, it's the 80th anniversary of Marquette High School. Throughout the game here over the public address system, they've been making announcements of some of the events that have occurred through the years. Maybe they ought to announce the year that they took that light pole out that always obscured our vision. That was a key moment. Now Jones, the freshman running back, and he can't find any running room at all. He's thrown for a 3-yard loss. There was also a flag on the play, so we'll see what that's all about.
Taking that pole out was probably about 1986, 87.
Oh, no. No. We didn't. You and I didn't start broadcasting these games till 87, and there was a good 6, 7, 8 years.
Maybe it was the early 90s.
Yeah, had to be. Not that anybody else in Holmes cares about that poll, but you and I. Illegal procedure against Marquette, that is declined, as Travis Jones lost 3 yards on that carry. Jones is a freshman, and he turned some heads in the Metro East Lutheran game.
He had a touchdown.
Yes, he did. Now a pitch back to Jones, and trying to sweep the right side, and they string it out, and he loses a couple more on that one. So he finds the going a little bit tougher here, as it appears to me that Litchfield has most of their starters still in on defense. The Marquette Explorers, however, have many reserves in there, and now Max Best comes off the field, and Keenan Eberlin will take over at quarterback. Look at this good roster here, and I can tell you that Eberlin's a sophomore. Under center on 3rd and 15 from the Marquette 45, and Eberlin runs a bootleg out to the left side, breaks a tackle, crosses the 45, and dives across midfield to the 49 of Litchfield, a pickup of 6 on that carry for Eberlin. And it's going to be 4th and 9 for the Explorers, and they'll send the punt team back out onto the field. The clock continues to roll with 7:45 remaining here in the fourth quarter. This has been a long game, as was the opener at Metro East Lutheran. That game in Metro East Lutheran, 72 points were scored. 48-24. 72, I think it is. Now Corey Marin, another dandy punt. Drives the receiver back, he fumbles it, and the Explorers have recovered with the fumble recovery, Cecil Brimage. And a poor decision there on the part of the deep man for Litchfield. That was Corey Bruns, and he was backpedaling and tried to catch that football at about the 10-yard line. He should have just let it go because it was well over his head. And all he could do was knock it down, and once he did, Cecil Brimage was there to cover it for the Explorers. Now, a big deficit. And the Explorers have gotten some of the young guys in there in all 3 games under happier circumstances against Metro East Lutheran and here tonight against Litchfield. Eberlin turns, gives it to Travis Jones. Jones right up the middle, dragging tacklers to the goal line, and he is brought down just shy. Travis Jones picked up 7 and took it to the 1-inch line. So it's 3rd and goal, just outside the goal line. Bruce Schwartz splits wide to the right side, split backs behind Keenan Eberlin, and he keeps it on the quarterback sneak, and he takes it in for the touchdown. So the Explorers are on the board again after the turnover by Litchfield, which was their 6th turnover of the ball game. The Explorers drive and take it in, and Keenan Eberlin, yard touchdown run. He comes with 5:59 remaining in the 4th quarter. We've still got half the 4th quarter to play. Corey Marin will attempt to add point number 36. A good job by Max Vest to get a low snap spotted, and Corey Marin drills it through the uprights. 5:59 remaining in the 4th quarter. It seems like there should only be 3:39 remaining. 5:59 remaining in the 4th quarter. Marquette 36, Litchfield 7. You're listening to Z1570 Radio Sports.
Midwest Motorsports, one of the largest dealers in the area with over 12,000 square feet of showroom, featuring Yamaha, Suzuki, Polaris, and Sea-Doo. We also have a wide assortment of accessories and apparel, as well as a service department with factory-trained technicians. Midwest Motorsports, just south of Alton in Hartford, Illinois on Route 3, 4 miles north of I-270. Visit our website at MidwestMotorsports.com.
Century 21 Seneca Edwards has been serving the community for over 30 years and prides itself on customer service. If you're in the real estate market, they provide the experience and service you need to make the best decisions. They offer over 50 exceptional agents who are highly trained to help you through the buying and selling process. With offices in Godfrey, Brighton, and Staunton, Century 21 Seneca Edwards is bridging the gap in the real estate industry. Check them out online at c21seehomes.com. Taken by Zach Allen, who takes it out across the 30 to the 34-yard line, and the Marquette kick coverage has been consistently good in this game and even all season long. Well, and that may be the kiss of death. Probably next time they'll give a long one.
No, it really isn't. If you're going to have a good season, you're going to have a good kicking game, whether it's kickoffs or punts or extra points or field goals. If you have that, it really helps you out when it comes to field position.
Well, Litchfield has beat Dupo and Southwestern. They came in here 2-0. Marquette had beat Metro East Lutheran and then lost last week to Greenville. Although I'll tell you, going on the road and losing to Greenville is going to happen to a lot of people, because Greenville's not going to lose very often, especially at home. But there are almost 3 games, because we've still got 5:50 left here, and we've got another timeout on the field. Litchfield took this one. What do you assess of what we've seen from the Explorers thus far? They'll go to 2-1 and take that 2-1 non-conference record into the conference schedule, and it's a wide open South Central Conference West. I got to believe Marquette's got a chance to win the conference.
I think you're right, Sam. Looking at comparable scores, but those go out the window. With a few injuries, Marquette could have a few injuries, and the season would go right down the tubes. But that's one of the things that are the key keys to the Explorer season is they don't get hurt and maintain the intensity that they have shown so far.
Well, I don't think that there is any power in the South Central Conference West. The East Alton Wood River Oilers, the defending champions, but they've gone 1-2, and they, of course, against some very tough competition. And I think the Oilers are the reigning champions, and until they get beat, and until the Explorers can beat them, you got to say that the Oilers are the team to beat. After that, flip a coin, because nobody after that really jumps out at you, and I think Marquette's got as much of a chance as any. Especially if they can build on this win here tonight. Here's a running play right up the middle and a gain of about 4, maybe 5 on that carry for Josh Allen. He's a sophomore, so we've got a lot of sophomores in the ball game on both sides. A 4-yard pickup for Allen. Second down, 2nd and 6. 5.5 minutes, and the clock continues to roll here in the fourth quarter. Second and 6. Wilkinson, the sophomore quarterback, takes the snap. The southpaw lets it go out to the left side and incomplete. In and out of the hands of the intended receiver. That was Jeff Painter. And it's going to be 3rd and 6. And that stops the clock with 5:11 remaining. Well, the Purple Panthers have thrown 36 pass attempts here tonight, completed 13 of them. At one time, Gouveia, the starting quarterback, was 13 for 26. At halftime, he was 12 for 24. So here in the second half, they have completed 1 of 12 attempts. Now Wilkinson back to throw. Sets up. Now under some pressure, he's going to be hit. And Cecil Brimage is going to bring him down. Is that Cecil? Let me double check. No, that's Andre Embry with the sack on that play. And it turns into a no gain, as once Embry had hit Wilkinson, Wilkinson dragged him forward a couple of yards. It'll be 4th down, 4th and 6 for Litchfield. So, the clock now rolling with 4:35. And on 4th and 6 from their own 40, Litchfield will go for it. Wilkinson, the sophomore quarterback, who spells Gouveia here in the late going, lets it go deep down the right side, incomplete. And I'll tell you what, Wilkinson has been horribly inaccurate. But he probably is seeing some of his first varsity action right here, because I doubt that he played much in the 2 victories earlier this season. One was a 1-point victory and the other one a 7-point victory. So, and as a sophomore, I'm sure he didn't see much action last year as a freshman. So he's getting a taste of what it's like to play in a varsity game. And now some wholesale substitutions. We got a lot of clean jerseys going in there for Marquette on the line. Keenan Eberlin back in at quarterback. And are we sure those are only 11 players? It looks like a lot more than 11. Maybe it's those black pants makes us look bigger. Here is the give right up the middle, and the running back goes nowhere. That might have been Travis Jones once again. At least it keeps the clock rolling. Now, on the carry that time was Cecil Brimage. No gain. 2nd down and 10. Down to 4 minutes and counting remaining in this game. As our official timekeeper in the booth next to us, Terry Mitchell, said, it's almost tomorrow. That might have been the line of the night, Terry. 2nd down and for the Explorers at the 40 of the Panthers. Again, a straight-ahead handoff, and again, nothing doing. Let's see who gets up off the bottom of that pile. Stephen Utley, the ball carrier. And it's going to be 3rd and 10. Well, Litchfield knows what's coming. They know Marquette's going to give it on a straight-ahead handoff. And so they're just stacking it up. And Marquette really doesn't care as long as that clock continues to roll. The Explorers lead 36-7. It was only 13-7 at halftime, so 23 points. Now, Travis Jones bobbling the pitch back, and he lost it. And the Explorers commit their first turnover of the night as freshman Travis Jones fumbles, and the Panthers recover at their own 47-yard line. So the first turnover of the night for Marquette. And 2:46 shows here on the fourth quarter clock.
Midwest Motorsports, one of the largest dealers in the area with over 12,000.
So the sooner they can get out of here, the better. But they're still in that spread offense, and they're still going to throw. The sophomore lets it go down the left side, incomplete. And Wilkinson, is now 0 for 7. Actually, 2 of his passes have been caught, but they've been caught by the Explorers. Second down and 10, Litchfield. That stops the clock with 2:39 remaining. And Terry, I'm afraid that pretty soon we're not going to be able to say it's almost tomorrow. We're going to say it is tomorrow. Second down and 10. Long count. Wilkinson gets the snap. Quick pass out to the left side, and it's caught, I think, by the receiver who was on his knees, and it goes for a 2-yard loss. So the first completion of the night by Wilkinson goes to Jeff Painter. That's a 2-yard loss. When you're behind the line of scrimmage, you don't want to catch the ball on your knees. So it's 3rd and 12. Litchfield has the ball at their own 45-yard line. I don't know that Litchfield has crossed midfield here in the second half. I don't recall that. And now, nope, they don't, because the receiver can't catch the ball at the Marquette 49, and it's going to go as an incomplete pass. It'll be 4th and 12. Do you remember Litchfield crossing midfield here in the second half? I don't think they have. And what a job by the Marquette defense, because they were a little bit on the ropes there in the second quarter, giving up some big plays.
They were very much up on the ropes.
A couple of big stops down in the red zone late in the half allowed Marquette to retain the lead at halftime, but a slim 6-point lead. But Marquette has dominated. Now 4th and 12, Litchfield. They'll go for it. Swing pass out to the right side, incomplete. And an act of mercy there by the Marquette defender, Steve Utley, because he could have just absolutely drilled the intended receiver who let the ball go right through his hands, and he chose not to. So Wilkinson, the sophomore, who entered the game here in the fourth quarter, has completed 1 of 10 pass attempts for -2 yards and thrown 2 interceptions. So it's been a rocky start for him, but it was rocky for Gouveia, the starting quarterback, through most of the third quarter as well. Gouveia at halftime had completed 12 of 24 passes for 111 yards and a touchdown. He threw 3 interceptions in the first half. But here in the second half, Litchfield has done virtually nothing. And now penalty flags are thrown, and I think Marquette might have had too many on the field. Yep. They're going to send a player off. I'm not so sure that earlier on offense they might not have had an extra player out there too. And
I think you're right.
It sure looked like it, but nobody counted. But this time, the referee did count. Well, this is offense too. Actually, an extra lineman. When the referee said you got too many, Andre Embry came off. But he's play quarterback, and finally they sent him back in and brought a lineman off. And here is the give to Travis Jones, the tailback. Jones breaks a couple of tackles and takes it forward for a gain of 3. Down to 139 and counting remaining here in the fourth quarter. I think Marquette might be able to run the clock out. So the Explorers have outscored Litchfield 23-0 here in the second half. 3 touchdowns and a field goal unanswered. Travis Jones again, big hole to the right side, one man to beat, and he's hauled down from behind as he picked up what might be first down yardage, a gain of about 12 that time for Travis Jones. Jones now about 17 yards on 5 carries. He's just shy of the first down. 3rd and 1 for the Explorers at the 36 of Litchfield. The clock rolling with 45 seconds remaining. And here is the quarterback keeping it himself. I think it was a busted play. Andre Embry, I think, tried to hand it off to Cecil Jones going into the line, missed the handoff, and so kept it himself. Rolled out to his right and ends up losing about 3 yards on the play. It's going to be 4th and 4. But Marquette will not have to take another snap. The final 15 seconds will run off the clock. And this one will be history. The home opener for the Marquette in 2007. The home opener for Rick Reinhardt, who gets the bucket of Gatorade poured all over him. He is soaking wet, but he doesn't care. The Explorers have a victory. The final score, Marquette 36, Litchfield 7. Back to wrap things up in just a moment. You're listening to Z1570 Radio Sports. You want to do that score you summary, or you want me to? Damn, that's hot. You go ahead. All right. With John Rogers, Sam Stem back at Public School Stadium in Alton, where the Marquette Explorers have defeated the Litchfield Purple Panthers 36-7. Marquette jumped out to a 13-0 first quarter lead. The Panthers answered with a touchdown in the second quarter. At the half, Marquette's lead was a slim 6 points, but the Explorers came out, took only 2 plays to get on the scoreboard again at the beginning of the third quarter. And outscored the Panthers 23-0 in the second half to win it, 36-7. Both teams are now 2-1 on the season. Head coach Rick Reinhardt got the full bucket of Gatorade poured on him, as it was his first home game as Explorer head coach. Marquette now 2-1. Litchfield falls to 2-1. Here's the way the scoring went. Max Best for the Explorers opened the scoring with 4:15 remaining in the first quarter on a 5-yard quarterback sneak for a touchdown. Corey Marin added the extra point. Marquette led 7-0. They took the opening kickoff, drove 66 yards for that touchdown. Then after forcing a Litchfield turnover, Marquette made it 13-0 at the 3:20 mark of the first period. It was Jared Zerwas on a 35-yard touchdown run. Marin's extra point attempt after a penalty was no good. Marquette led 13-0. But early in the second quarter, it was Trent Morris for Litchfield on a 2-yard touchdown pass from Gouveia, the quarterback for Litchfield. And the extra point attempt by Zach Allen was good. Litchfield cut the Marquette lead to 13-7. The Explorers dodged a couple of bullets late in the first half as Litchfield twice drove down into the Marquette red zone, but twice the Explorers intercepted 4th down passes and kept the Purple Panthers out of the end zone. Then the Explorers came out and dominated the second half. Jared Zerwas, a 59-yard touchdown run on the second play of the third quarter, and the 2-point conversion attempt was no good. And with 11:04 remaining in the third quarter, Marquette had extended its lead to 19-7. Zerwas again, a 14-yard touchdown run. This one with 5:59 remaining in the third quarter. Marin's extra point attempt was good. Marquette led 26-7. Then with 9:05 remaining in the fourth quarter, Corey Marin kicked a 25-yard field goal. That made it 29-7 Marquette. And then late, or about midway through the fourth quarter, Keenan Eberlin, a 1-yard touchdown run as the Marquette had their reserves in there. Players. Corey Marin's extra point was good. It was 36-7. They finally got the last half of the fourth quarter off the clock, and Marquette is victorious in its home. And I think all in all, except for giving up maybe some big plays to that spread offense there in the second quarter, the Explorers a very good job in their home opener, close out the non-conference portion of the schedule with a victory to go 2-1 heading into the conference opener next week against Gillespie. And I would say the most impressive thing here tonight was the way it seems that Marquette adjusted at halftime and came out and dominated that second half.
No, I would agree, Sam. And I know we were being facetious about Coach Reinhardt, but he probably told them how it's supposed to be done, and they did it. And that was the impressive thing about it, because they just drove the length of the field in two plays.
Do you think it had to be just a little bit strange for Rick Reinhardt tonight to head down into the pit here at Public School Stadium as the home coach for the first time after all those years? It's been quite a few years since he's appeared here, but in the early years at Civic, he was here every other year, and that was a heated rivalry. And now suddenly here he was as the home coach, and he gets the Gatorade bath and has a big smile on his face right now.
Time heals all wounds, Sam.
Well, Coach Rick Reinhardt and his Explorers now 2-1. The Gillespie Miners coming in next week. Gillespie played an awful lot of young players. They had a bunch of freshmen last year, and so they're still a very young team. And the Explorers, I'm sure, will expect to come out here and have another effort like this against the Gillespie Miners to try to get off in the right foot in the South Central Conference West race next Friday night.
Well, I think what the discussion is going to be in the locker room this coming week is don't overlook Gillespie, because they can do it to you.
Well, we have to give kudos here to the Explorers running back Jared Zerwas. Unofficially, I have him for 13 carries for 175 yards and 3 touchdowns, but no touchdown bigger than that 59-yarder that he ripped off on the second play of the third quarter to further bolster the Rogers theorem, but also put some distance between the Explorers and the Purple Panthers. And another fine performance here tonight by Jared Zerwas. And if we were going to name a game, I'd make it him, but some other standouts for the Explorers. Angelo Cross. We called his number quite a bit, number 44, with some big hits on defense. Max Vest defensively was a stalwart back there, as was Drew Schwartz with a couple of interceptions. So a fine team effort all the way around, and just exactly what you want to see. So the crowd here will leave happy. They stayed dry because the rain stopped just before the opening kickoff. It was a muggy night, but a nice turnout here as they start the celebration of their 80th anniversary. Marquette High School does, and every Explorer, of course, part of that celebration. The final here tonight, Marquette 36, Litchfield 7 for our engineer, Brian Hennigan, and for my partner, John Rogers, Sam Stem, saying have a great weekend, everybody. RiverBender.com's live coverage of today's game brought to you by Gerard Fisher American Family Insurance. Johnson's Corner, the most popular corner in Alton. Premier title, professional service with a personal touch. Chuck West Agency, serving your insurance needs for 47 years. Rolling Hills, the friendliest golf course in the Riverbend. Roberts Motors in Alton and Wood River. Midwest Motorsports, your fun headquarters in Hartford. United Methodist Village, where living is easy. And by Century 21 Seneca Edwards, big or small, we sell them all.